What is up? My name is Anthony Trapani. Coming from fucking Santa Cruz, California, and I still have the overlay on. Yeah, Anthony, I think we're probably having a little weather issues, but yeah, okay. We got J-Bot
Send me
from
a text.
Captured by Robots, right? You have the little exclamation point in there, a little to make it a little, give a little phonetic shit going
It's
on.
been that way since the beginning, you know. It
Yeah,
seemed like a nice thing to do, you know, in like
definitely.
'97. So
Okay,
it
damn.
happened. And I stand by the decision.
But yeah, man, thanks for showing up. We're super stoked to have you on. There's a lot of questions we have because
Oh
of
yeah.
your
Oh
unique
yeah.
style of music and how you create it and how you
Yeah.
create the members and the other crazy fucking technologies that you're using to fucking get these musicians to play musicians. But yeah, man. So I guess let's get to it. Did you have electronics training before? Like, were you
No,
like
no,
messing with computers or anything? Or there's any kind of
no,
like no,
no.
just music is where it
I,
started?
I was music all the way. Like I have a degree in jazz. I went to
Okay.
school for jazz just because
Nice. Where'd
really
you go to school?
Southern Illinois University for 2 years and then DePaul in Chicago.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it was I learned a lot. I learned a lot about what I didn't want to do with my life.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I take it having other band members was an issue maybe that you didn't want to deal with. Was that?
Well, I didn't learn that yet. No, that took me years to learn. Like I was in my late 20s or early 30s, I think, when I did that. So it was
Okay.
yeah, it took a long time and a
I mean,
lot of bad circumstance, fucking horrible circumstances. Oh man. And yeah, and then I went to college and I started my first like touring band there, and that was cool.
what was
I mean,
that?
the Blue Meanies. There was like I started that in '89.
Oh,
I'm
damn.
old.
Oh wow.
I'm really old.
Nice.
So weird to say that because I used to be like the youngest person in the scene, and now I'm like old man. But
So
um,
what style was Blue Meanies?
uh, you know, we did like ska and funk, and I mean, I was crazy into Chili Peppers back then, but like that
Mm.
era of Chili Peppers, like you
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
and Fishbone. So it was like Chili Peppers and Fishbone all together, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
love it, you know. And then later on, you know, Primus, and so I was, oh god, I was the bass player, and so I was, you know, just
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yep.
Totally.
Especially
every
from
time I do a
about
fucking video of slap
Yeah.
bass, it's like stab, stab, stab. I just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I went so far into slap that I just wanted to slap myself because I should have never done it. It was horrible. But yeah, so that ska was, you know, at that point it was money to make, you know, playing. I'm a decent bass player, so I could, you know, make some money and tour
Mhm.
around, and it was great. But yeah, at the end of it, it was time to be done. So, and during that time, I'd be in the van. I had the idea during this time for Captured by Robots, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna make a fucking band of robots. It's gonna be just me. Or
Yeah, yeah.
first I was just looking for a drummer because I built a robot guitar player. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be me and the guitar player and then a human drummer. But
Right.
then drummer I was playing with, I don't know, I was just getting tired of, you know, scheduling and doing. I'm like, you know what, I want to make my own fucking drummer. So I did. So and it was all garbage in the beginning. It was like, you know, it's still garbage now, but it was all garbagey you know, like I was controlling drums because I didn't know anything about I knew stuff about electronics, but not about, you know, computer control and you know,
Mhm.
PLC style shit. So uh I ended up uh lost my train of thought. God damn it. Saw my bunny. Sorry, my rabbit's over here, and she was just
It's
looking
all
at me.
good, dude.
I was talking about. Oh, so anyways, um, so yeah, so I just made the drum bot with you know, mechanical cables that went like bicycle brake cables, you know, attached from a
Uh-huh.
pedal that I'd run upon onto a
Hmm.
stick and a cymbal and shit that would just start playing. And so it would be like kick with one foot, snare with the other foot, and then on each side of that was hi hat and cymbal and stuff. And so you could do a lot of cool shit with it, but it nearly killed me, and so I stopped doing that at some point. And then
Jesus.
went to complete, you know, took a year off and went and learned how to basically do everything to make it work the way I wanted it to, you know, where I didn't have to do, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just look insane in the corner.
And I was like, and I had to
Yeah.
crane my neck forward to hit the fucking microphone that I built like an idiot instead of having it be like back here. I was like this, and then I pinch a nerve in my neck, and then I would be in bed for like 3 days with a fucked up
Right.
back. So, yeah, it
Jesus,
was
man.
really stupid. So yeah, so it all switched to pneumatic, and I was much happier.
So crazy. So you're saying that, so I mean, we're jumping way ahead probably than what we normally do, but um how so take us through how you like how it's automated. You said pneumatic. Like how do you get it started? Is it a laptop you have started? Is it like a analog machine that you have to run everything that just basically goes on a click? Or I have no idea how you get those robots to be like
Yeah,
jamming all perfectly with you.
Well, I mean, I will say that there's a lot of MIDI. As far as the interface I use to get over there, don't talk about that. It's the one thing I don't talk about.
sure.
Okay.
Oh, totally.
Trade secret.
Gotta have
In
some
the beginning,
secret.
people are like, oh yeah, what how the hell are you doing? I don't
Oh,
talk.
totally.
Like,
No,
but I do
it's all
talk
good.
about all the other stuff about the
Whatever you want to. Yeah.
MIDI issues, and with that I have no problem with, because that's everybody seems to know MIDI these days. With all the producers out there, it's crazy, which is great because I'm not great with, like, I'm great with certain things in MIDI, but other things I'm really new to it. So like right now, everything's controlled actually with as far as just the box, because it can go off any sequencer really, the way I built
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But everything's controlled right now by RM1X.
Oh wow.
I mean, a sequencer, it's like a 90s sequencer, and that's how I learned to do it all and made it all work. And so, yeah, so that's the control for everything. Right?
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every part of it, but it's like as far as song wise.
So you just took to get those. I mean, to come up with the idea of the robots, you basically like what was the thought process? Think like making up, like you obviously know. I looked at some videos and stuff, and it's like maybe an open tuning or something on the guitar or something, and then
No.
no,
I mean, slightly, but it's
like drop tuning or something.
There's you got these little guys, right?
Yeah.
These guys are actually playing the frets. Okay. Then you got these guys, and these guys are mutes. So no, not an open chord. It would sound like just pure noise if you did it. It's the tuning right now.
Oh, mutes. Yeah. Okay.
With different, yeah. So basically, if the pick goes whack and only one mute is up, only that string is going to play. Just like a what's that called? Like a auto harp.
Okay.
Okay.
And so there's lots of ways to do muting and all that stuff. So that's what I did. So and then the notes right now that I'm using for Captured by Robots is low C, which sometimes drops to a B because I get lazy. C, G, and then D above the G, and then octave C, and then tritone. So G flat in a bass string, and then high E flat.
Crazy.
So I've got all sorts of combinations I can do, which are not, I mean, if you played all that, it'd just be.
Yeah.
Right.
So on the actual fingers of the guitar player, you said that there's mutes. So the mutes on the bridge, are they coming from the fingers, or how are you muting strings?
You can't miss them.
Okay.
Go to the guitar bot, get in the middle, look straight down the line, you'll see them.
Okay.
Little guys that go like this.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's all it is. And they just, they lift up, and then the note plays, and then they set down, note stops playing. That's all. I mean, everything that I do is so fucking simple and easy, and nobody feels like they want to try to do it is ridiculous to me. Like, or think that like I'm going to get mad, or like the robots are going to get pissed off. It's like, fuck it. Like, it's the future, man. Everybody hates everybody else. Like, you might as well like, your drummer doesn't show up to fucking shows. You might as well build a robot drummer. I mean, it might put me out of work, but I'm the fucking best. So what are you going to do?
And the singer doesn't show up to a podcast.
Be me in the band. They're not going to make a robot J-bot in their band. So anyway,
I mean, what do you think about? I mean, nowadays, because now let's get into the AI shit. As far as even creation of art and music, like, does that just bum you the fuck out that there's
no.
Okay, yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's the end of the human species. And I think that's awesome. I really do. I'm very amped about this. I mean, sorry,
so good.
But I swear to God, there's people in this audience, or nobody in the audience. But if somebody is watching, they would know that. Or I mean, I feel like the world is on a precipice right now, and it's gonna go over because nobody's doing shit to stop it, and everybody who's doing lip service to it is not doing enough. So, I mean, it's funny because at some point we kind of Capture Robots got way more doomer about everything, because I'm a man of science and I look at science all the time, and it's not good at all. And I don't see, there's no way that it's going to get better, maybe for a short time, but like there's no way it's going to get better. I mean, unless of course technology or aliens, and either one could negate the whole premise of this. But
I just love the whole concept behind all of it, though. Like that, it's like you're captured by the robots and the whole thing, and like all the posts and everything you do about it, like like humans are shit and everything, or like we're dude, it's the best. It's like so. I fucking love everything about it, dude. It's like
robots. I only do occasional comments on shit. The robots do all the Instagram and TikTok comments.
Gotcha. Yeah,
and so
it's all them. Yeah, totally.
It's a little much, but
yeah, they're a little feisty.
I respect them. I respect them. They're good, horrible, awesome, shitty fucking robots.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We have fun, so that's cool. I mean,
so good.
I can't even imagine being with another band of humans now. There's an old band of mine who's talking about maybe getting the original rhythm section back together for a few shows, which would be really fun, but yeah, besides that, I can't ever. I mean, I'd love it. It'd be so cool to play drums in a band, because not that I'm great, but I really love just smashing shit. So yeah,
like once you play with robots, you just don't go back.
Seriously, I mean, like the physics of it. You start learning physics really intensely when you're starting off repairing stuff. If you think about that kind of shit, and so I would sketch shit out and then try it, and it would work, and then or it wouldn't work, or that. Then one of the things that I always have to do is take stuff where it's I build it and it's decent, but it's not great. And so then I just have to keep adjusting variables until I find if it can be greater or if it's as good as it's going to get, which is usually not the case, but sometimes is. And I just keep fucking with things. I think that's the secret to everything I do is just keep fucking with it.
Fuck around and find out.
And eventually, you're going to find the answer if you're paying attention. So that's all I do. Just keep fucking with shit.
It was all nice.
Drinking.
What you drinking?
Hashi. Where's your drinks? I thought it was a drinking podcast.
Oh yeah,
for sure, dude. Cheers. All that. Joel's drinking his Surges 8%.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of gross.
This tour that I just got done with was actually it was called Funeral for the Human Race, because I didn't know any other way that I could send this idea more forward and like tell people that I think shit's gonna come down hard. So but it was great because I had skeletons and fucking fire and a coffin and a fucking dead guy named Humanity, which was awesome.
Yeah, dude,
and he had a fucking fetus that came out of him, and the fetus sang songs. Oh man,
so good.
Times.
So like writing us, how do you what's the process of you writing a song? Like, is it through MIDI, like you said, or do you start there, or do you start with just a guitar and then you like come up with a whatever, and then you just work from there?
I do. Well, lately I've been doing just going and playing Guitar Bot on a keyboard, just for just to kind of come up with riffs, things that sound good on the robot, and so I just pretty much play the guitar over a keyboard often, not all the time, but sometimes, because it's like I could write a bitchin' riff, on guitar, but it's if it's not if it doesn't translate well, then it's not going to be good anyway.
I had this question locked and loaded, but basically asking if there's been any. I mean, obviously there's been malfunctions
all the fucking time.
Yeah, there's gotta be.
And yeah,
no way there's not.
And how do you tour with those with the robots too? That must be.
You do it. You just keep going.
The amount of crazy planning. I mean, to move robots around, problems around. Yeah.
So I have all sorts of problems. It all depends upon what show it is. Because I do regular maintenance throughout the tour, when I play, and so it's there's some pieces that are not perfect yet that take a beating, and I have to fix them. And I just had a major one on this last tour where the pins that go into the Guitar Bot's swivel mechanisms on his air cylinders for the pick. I'm using it 600%, 700% more than I usually do. So I calculated the amount of hits it's doing, and it's a lot. Yeah. So I didn't have very good ways to replace components and make components last a lot longer in it. So I actually ended up having to replace those screws every 3 shows, which sucked. But then occasionally other things would happen, you know, like a spring is going to break, or, you know, various things. So that's my least perfect device, which I have to fix. I had to fix a lot on this last trip, and I'm going to be rebuilding it though. I just didn't have time last time before I left, because I started doing the new stuff, and then all of a sudden things are breaking, and I'm like, what? You know, so that was before the tour, so I was terrified that it was just going to fail on the tour, and then what the fuck am I going to do? Because that's like 80% of my band. Go 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 go. I mean, I love that shit. So yeah, so I need that.
Like mid song, has there been something where you're like a malfunction happens
Sure.
to fuck up the drummer that's like it's irreplaceable?
Anything could happen. Anything could happen at any time. Nothing is guaranteed. It's and that's why you just got to be ready for it. And when it happens, just don't freak out. Just like, well, can I fix this? And you know, that's a time when all the rigging that I've done, like, you know, taking things that shouldn't go together, you know, whether it's you know, making stuff out of garbage, you know, I can see the repair as soon as something's broken. It takes me a second to process, but then it's like, okay, spring needs to be one coil needs to be bent out, unbend the coil, stick it on, bam, done. You know, like I played in Boston on this last tour, and sure enough, some of the pick stuff broke, and it was a real bad one because I was doing an experiment, which I probably shouldn't have been doing, you know, at a show. But a piece just broke off, and so then I'm like fixing it, and then people are so amped that they can help because they're holding their flashlights up to the shit that I'm trying to fix, so I could see really well. And then I fix it, and then we do the song, and then it makes it to the song, but then it breaks, and so then I got to fix it again. And but then when it finally got fixed, and I'm just going as fast as I can. When it's finally fixed, everybody's so fucking amped. They're just like, yes. Like, so psyched to see it go, you know, because they were a part of it. You know, it was like a real experience to watch shit get fixed. So yeah, shit breaks. And, you know, I always hope it's not the biggest, most important one-off stuff. But, you know, so far it's been pretty much what I expect to break. It's just, you know, components that aren't perfect yet, maybe in their design. This last trip, I had a problem with the compressor. There was a couple things that were going on. Like first thing that happened was a bearing went out, and then as I was putting the after I put the new bearing on, when I was tightening the piston rod to the bearing, because it clamps on the outer race, it snapped. So I think it was actually cracked before all this happens, because the design is really super shitty. So basically, I had to redesign this assembly. So I had to laminate a piece of sheet metal onto the outside edge of this piston rod and JB weld it to that, and then use some wire wraps to kind of wrap it and hold it against it, just so it doesn't peel off at some point. And then I ran it down to the area where you run the bolt through. And so now there's like a steel part on the end of this thing, which is taking the pressure, and it's held for every show since that happened. So
Jesus,
good for me. The other thing I did was I used to be a tech for fixed amps and keyboards and shit.
Okay.
You know, I didn't really know how to do it, but the guy brought me in for a little bit and learned a lot, and then I just kept learning there on my own. And so it was I learned all. I was, you know, fixing guitars and basses and keyboards, you know, swapping keys, repairing boards, all that shit. And so again, that's all just the physics of repairing things, you know, making them the way they should work. And so you do that for a while, and it changes your brain a lot, you know, to think that you can fix everything. Yeah, I don't know. I know that people seem to like it lately a lot more than they used to. I don't know if they've kind of like Doom Apocalypse Robot Grind is kind of the timely. You know, it seems like it is. I mean, I'm positioned pretty well here.
Anthony he'd be like, Doom Apocalypse Robot Grind, man. He'd be like, that is so cool.
It depends. I mean, it depends. Like what you're saying, there is sometimes where the speed's just like, all right, that's just like, you know, I can kind of tell what scale you're working on a little bit, but it's kind of just like it's like a kind of like a that's what I know, like what's his name? The best was Trevor Sternad, R.I.P. He was telling me when he heard Ranger for the first time, he's just all, dude, it sounds like a machine gun shooting a turkey. Like going I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I definitely see that in there. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. It's one of those, you start playing guitar.
Thing. That's great, you know.
It's a taste thing. It's like you start and you're like, it's kind of like, okay, what's crazier? What's crazier? What's crazier? What's crazy? Until it gets to like,
when you're going on those speed trials, that's a lifer thing. You know? we've mostly focused on drum speed in
Yeah.
band because that's
Mhm.
where we shine. Guitar Bach probably could play ridiculously fast if I did a couple things to make him play faster, but but the biggest thing is drum bot because she just plays insanely fast. Like no
Ima-
human can compete.
Imagine
yeah.
the technical issues if you made the guitar super fast though. Like how many? There probably seems like there'd be
No,
more.
it's
You don't think so?
so part of the thing. So check it out. So like, there's an easy way to make guitar robots fast. Okay,
Mhm.
but I decided to not do this because I don't like it. I can't really stand it. And most guitar robots I've seen, not all, but most do this. Basically, you make uh, it's like a matrix that goes over the strings, right? With air cylinders or solenoids facing straight down to be able to basically, play one note, one string, one fret. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so then you have basically let's say it's a four or five air cylinder bank per string, or like grouping per string. So that's
Mhm.
like 30, 35, whatever, 36 air cylinders that you would have there. And so each one could play the notes. And so if you do that, you can just go ridiculously fast. Like those Zima robots do that shit, you know?
Okay.
And some
Yeah.
other robots too, but the Zima robots, like that Zima drink,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they have a robot band. I mean, it's
What?
pretty, you probably don't know this, but they have a
What?
robot band.
What?
It's called Z Machines, and so pretty cool stuff. But man, like,
I'm looking it up right now.
yeah, Z Machines. It's ridiculous. I know every robot band in the world. Like, it's ridiculous. It's where I've gotten with robots in the past. I mean, we've been doing this now 20 some odd years now.
Damn.
So like 25, maybe we're almost up to. I think 25 in
Damn.
2023. So, but what I've learned is that it doesn't matter what the fuck robots you make. Like, it doesn't matter what they look like as long as they could do the job. Like, that other stuff doesn't matter, because when you program it, and then it's all a matter of how you program it to either make it sound human or what you do with it. Like
Mhm.
what you say with it. Like, for me, that's the most important thing. So, like the grindcore that we're doing with Captured by Robots, no other robot band could do that, because it's like,
Mhm.
it wouldn't be me, it wouldn't be them. They have their eccentricities of things that I mean, maybe someone could make it, but nobody's going to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
stupid enough to be doing this shit. So
Totally.
those corporate owned robots, they're not going to go start a grind band. I wish.
I think grind's the perfect kind of genre for a robot
Yeah,
band to be, because
ridiculous blast beats. Shit, yeah.
yeah, and it's also like the guitars could just be like going crazy, because you can always tell. Like I've now that I'm thinking, I have seen like robotic guitar players, and you could just kind of like, it just sounds like a fucking MIDI kind of, it's all like, it's
Oh,
so perfect that it sounds like a MIDI playing, But if you have it
yeah.
like
Yeah.
just loud and just like a hardcore influence,
Oh,
grindcore
yeah.
influence, then it makes more sense, actually, now that I'm
But
thinking about it.
I have another robot band that I know is probably a big surprise, right? I was Robot Band has another robot band, but it's called Teddy Bear Orchestra, and it's this group with 6 teddy bears and myself, and I'm a horrible fascist conductor that hates bears, and I conduct these bears, and it's wonderful. It's like the bears play teddy bear music, and it's danceable and fun, and they're cute, and so yeah, we're going to be touring for the first time this coming fall,
Oh
2023, the
shit.
year of the bear. That's right.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I'm watching. Is it Stephen Colbert? Stephen Colbert?
Well, we did a song called Stephen Colbert because
Oh, okay.
during COVID, or a little bit before COVID, I decided I wanted to reform the Teddies, but with a full band now, and then I would conduct and add the horns that used to be in Captured by Robots, and Guitar Bot is actually one of the Teddies in there as well. And so basically, it's a 6-piece band, which I can really write tonally for, and so I can really do a lot of those, like we're talking about, to bring it back to the substitutions and rules and
Mhm.
all the theory that I know. Like, I'm actually going to pump it into this band to kind of,
Mhm, mhm,
be something special and
Dope.
something really tonal, and I can really express my flair. It's fucked up because I love doing Teddies. It's not as energetic and it doesn't destroy me as much as Captured by Robots, but it is fun.
Yeah, definitely. Is this it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Hey, hold on.
Let's go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, we got someone on the thing.
Anthony. I was like, Anthony's here. What's up,
Am
dude?
I
Where
coming
you
in
at?
all right? I'm
Where are you at? Are you in, like-
No way! Finally,
What up, everybody?
are you at
I'm
Disneyland?
walking, yep, I'm walking out of California Adventure right now. We're about to go to Disneyland proper.
Oh, nice.
You're walking across over there. Yeah, what's up with you guys?
Just hanging out, watching some teddy bear fucking medals, but fucking is sick.
Not
My,
metal. Metal.
Oh, not metal. I apologize.
What's going on, J-Bot? Nice to meet you, bro.
He didn't show up on time. That's really not very
Hey,
professional. I just want to share that. Like, I think that's.
Anthony is
Hey,
only
up-
an hour and 12 minutes
Oh, sorry.
late.
Can you guys hear it?
That's butterscotch, cocoa. It's supposed to be very Christmassy. So
Yeah.
It usually rocks a lot harder than this, but that's the idea.
Yeah. That's so.
Yeah, dude. No, I was thinking about the Captured by Robots project, and then all like the animatronic robots on all the rides here.
Oh yeah.
And I thought you'd probably actually get a kick out of like all the technology that they use to get the rides going here and stuff. I was trying to put it all together like that.
I've seen a lot of that stuff. It's cool. They use at least I think they use or low pressure hydraulics to move all the creatures, because then it's silent. The fluid moves everything, rather than like my shit is air, so you get a lot of air exhausting things. Not that I've ever been there, right. Like in the behind the scenes, but it's,
So Anthony, what are you gonna say next, dude? What's the next thing?
Well, what do you mean? I didn't have anything.
I'm so used to you just like leading the next thing, dude. Like
I know,
so
we have someone walking through fucking Disneyland just on the podcast right now.
not even knowing how to angle my shit properly. I'm trying to be a vlogger right now. All these YouTube bloggers walking around with cameras in their faces while they're talking. I'm trying to be that guy.
I would want to see. That'd be a funny vlog. Would be J-Bot walking through Disneyland, seeing how he would deal with all the humans. I think he'd be.
No, I've done it. It's not fun.
yeah.
Cool, man. Well, back on the J-Bot train. I don't know, Anthony. It sounds like you're in a crowd. Hold on one sec. Sorry. He's talking right now. Look at it. He thinks he's not muted.
Joel is again the host officially. Yeah.
If we get on a ride, dude, I'm just gonna be popping out though. So, but yeah,
no, that's all good. It's all good. I mean, just popping in is good. It's in. I mean,
cool. Yeah, we're good. We're good, dude.
We were right in the middle
I'll
of
mute,
kind of
I'll mute until I want to say something if I'm still on.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. But no, I mean, so the progression of how many albums does Captured have total?
Not too many. Like just a few. Like got since because we've changed a lot, right? Like in the beginning, it was very different than what it is now. So like up until about 2015, it was kind of we played all sorts of different things, like a lot of rock, just kind of middle of the road, like rock shit. And then I fell into doing covers for a while, some weird electronica shit. And then, so I have a couple albums I did from that era, and then I quit the band in 2015, but then decided to restart in like 2016 or 2017. And since then I have two albums out. One is which that's when I switched to grindcore basically, and so that one of them Endless Circle of Bullshit, and the other one is Broken as Fuck.
Okay.
All right, dude. Well,
yeah, dude.
I think it's
I'm probably
going to
gonna
end this show.